There's an intangible it factor that most solo shows lack. And so much of what we do, both consciously and unconsciously, we do in order to chase after that intangible thing that's going to put our show over the top. And so we add things, looping tracks, harmonizers, different instruments, duo, trio lineups. We add all that stuff as a way of chasing the it factor. We probably don't call it that. We might say we want to fill out the sound or add more energy. And these things can all work if you have the goods, if you have the talent. But most solo shows aren't missing more sound, more energy, more instruments, more musicians, or even more talent. What they're actually missing is an emotional connection. Do you know this Maya Angelou quote? People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So our job is to get people to feel something. And the easiest way to create this emotional connection is to stop focusing on yourself and instead focus on making them better. No one's going to care about you as much as they care about themselves, but we can make our solo shows into a tiny subculture. So it's not about me, it's about us. I'm not broadcasting my show at you. We are creating the show together. Daniel Coyle has a book called The Culture Code, and in it, he argues that building a culture is about three things: creating safety, sharing vulnerability, and establishing a shared purpose. And for me, the big takeaway here is that leaders show their flaws. This creates a culture where it's okay to take risks because it's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. If I can show up fully despite my many shortcomings and be at ease in the moment, then the audience will follow my lead. They will feel safe enough to relax into the alternate reality that is my show. And again, I don't want to unfairly demonize these things. They can all absolutely work. But all too often, what actually happens is that they move us farther away from that emotional connection. The added layers of polish become a barrier that prevents them from connecting with you emotionally. Now, this is all, so far, very theoretical, so I want to get more concrete and practical. There are two big ways to create an emotional connection with your audience. You can get them involved and you can get them to root for you. And letting them choose the repertoire does both. It gets them on your team. I have a song menu and a text request line, so the audience is shaping the set list. But it's not just about asking for requests. There's also a huge amount of vulnerability because I encourage them to request songs that I don't know. And when that happens, I don't try to pass it off as being the same quality as my other material. I say into the mic that I'm trying something that I don't know. I make a big show out of trying to figure out the song. And in an objective sense, it might only be half as good as the material that I actually know, but no one's thinking about it objectively. They're on my team. They're rooting for me. And now there's something at stake. So the imperfections aren't a flaw. They're a feature. And you can continue rolling with this. Like if I pick a bad key to sing it in and I'm struggling to hit the high notes, I get to make a little joke at my own expense. Again, I'm sharing vulnerability because leaders show their flaws. The audience is now more enrolled in our shared journey. Now, obviously, this isn't the only way to create an emotional connection with your audience, but it works damn near every time. It makes the gig fly by and it keeps you clued in to what audiences want to hear. It also makes you a lot more money. To learn about the practical ins and outs of setting up a song menu and a text request line, watch this video right here.